Good evening, Internets. It's me, DP Knudten, for another exciting edition, well, maybe not so exciting, edition of BOOKWARD BOUND, my 301-day journey from I should really do this to done. And it's all about me creating a brand new book, writing a brand new book, designing a brand new book by January 1st, 2021. And I started this on March 5th because I got back from social media marketing world, and long story short, I just thought I should write a new book. And actually, I write about it in this book. So if you want to get the whole story, when this book comes out, buy the book and read that story about the creation of the book. So it's kind of like meta. It's just layers of onions, you know. This book is like ogres. Ogres are like onions, and many, many layers. Anyway, tonight, what am I going to be doing? I'm not exactly sure, but I am actually moving my book forward in one way or another. And I'm doing it via writing or designing or outlining or something like that. And tonight, actually, I'm going to kick it on over to Scrivener, which is the application I'm using to actually write this bad boy. And what am I going to do tonight? Precious prize. I think what I'm going to do is finish off this section, or try to finish off this section, which I started last night. It's called Focus on Your Expertise, but make sure it's based on your experience. So I think I'm going to call this section Focus on Your Expertise, and just treat the second line as a subhead, essentially. So that way it'll appear in the little outline on the side here as Focus on Your Expertise. And this is my way of ripping into a bunch of people when it comes to personal branding. Personal branding's got kind of a bad name, and I don't think it's warranted or fair, especially given what Tom Peters' initial definition of what personal branding was in 1997, I think it was. And so I'm writing about that here. How can you be sure you'll never be one of them? By being something they can never be, yourself. Okay, I literally cherish the poster myself. Okay, this is about people who create quality. Such people are rare and precious, prized and passed on to others that appreciate the finer things online. These are the personal brands I'm writing about, and the personal brand I want you to discover, craft, and communicate yourself. I think that might be the end of this. Nah, it's kind of short. And yourself. How on earth can you do that? By tapping, by sharing your unique, I'm using unique a lot in this section, I think. Your unique expertise. By sharing a unique based solely on your hyper specific experience. Experience and expertise are two words that not only share great many letters in common, they are inextricably conjoined from the very start through your experience. You develop expertise and the quality of your expertise is founded upon the extent of your experience. Another way to look at it is your experience is where you've worked and what you've done, and your expertise is the tool box of capabilities you developed along the way. In episode 92 of Non-Fiction Brand podcast on my podcast, my special guest, Matt Barnett of founder and Papa Bear of Bonjoro, read more, and his company later in this book. And I had fascinating conversation that revolved around the experience, expertise, what do we want to call that? Duality around expertise. Expertise with a heaping helping of personal brand folded in. Let's go to LinkedIn. Come on, my fans are going crazy. Crazy talking. Come on, where are you? So I was just editing. The reason I'm talking about episode 92 is I just edited episode 92 today of my Nonfiction Brand podcast with Matt Barnett of Bonjoro.com. His company does this cool stuff with one-to-one video via email. And if you don't know anything about Bonjoro.com, go to it, check it out, dive into it, and sign up for a free account with Bonjoro. It's free forever, and you can do 50 videos a month that go out through email and link, you can link it into a workflow that dovetails with MailChimp or HubSpot or any number of other CRM, customer relationship management type software systems. And it's really, really cool. And I'm really glad that I was able to talk to Matt. But one of the things we talked about was the fact that he doesn't look at resumes or CVs. Here in the United States, we generally call them resumes, right? But the rest of the world calls them CVs, curriculum vitae, which is what you've done in your life. Why is Safari not working? I don't know. And he talks about how he doesn't look at resumes. He meets the people and he tries to get a feel for who they are. In fact, one of his great stories, which I'm going to write about right now. So why am I telling you about it? I'm just going to write about it. So I'm having problems with getting into LinkedIn. I want to get his, hold on. Yeah, there we go. Hold on. Matt Barnett, Papa Bear at Bonjoro, Head Honcho, about. That's what I want. Brand folding. You can tell about the guy by looking at his about statement on LinkedIn. Quote. All right, need to get those. Except I want to make him 13 point, or I just want to bold it, I think. Just take listen to the 2 episodes in which he's my guest, and you'll find out that about isn't just lip service. It's the one of the foundational pillars of company. I want to get rid of that link. In the episode, in 92, he tells the true story of, what's his name, Clive? I think. Was it, I can probably look it up. Marketing, Bonjoro, Casey Hill, yeah, Oliver. I gotta connect to Casey, so now I'm gonna. I think it's Oliver. Ollie, that's right. He called him Ollie. Of Ollie Bonjoro's chief marketing officer. Now, I don't know how Matt and Ollie met, but I do know it was when they were both 4 years old. The UK. Fast forward. Let's say 20 years later. 20 years? Some later. And Ollie Bridge is now CMO of Matt's growing business because of his do I look up curriculum vitae dictionary? Curriculum vitae, I don't even know how to say it. Curriculum vitae, I don't know. And I can go lowercase. I'm going to go CV. Because relationship. Of 7 and 11. As Matt said in the podcast. I should get the exact quote. So, podcast quote. Let me pull it up. Let me see if I can find it. B3, let's listen.
Which might be something that you want to do as well. You know,
There'd be a day where Matt fun, but see
you and then hire people to those. And, you know, again, like these don't have to be like the kind of things you would hang on your wall and, you know, and expect the whole world to follow. It's not about that. It's about
presentations that inspire.
the means, you know, and like many fans, I have a list of probably like 100 people where I'm like, at the right time, you would be great for this company and you would fit with us perfectly. I have no idea how good they are at their jobs, but I met them. It doesn't really matter to me. But what I do care about is, do you fit our culture? Will you fit with us? It's not to say if you're a good person or not, because there's amazing people who are just not right for our culture. You know, if you're 10 people and there's one person who's definitely not a cultural fit, they will have a huge impact. So I think, yeah, this is something you really need to pay attention to. We hire culture first. We tend to talk to people before we look at their kind of, I mean, as you start to grow, you're like,
Okay, this is good. We tend to hire people first, or culture first.
Okay, I got to ask you, how did a guy with be a personal brand, one of that brand DNA?
particularly care about where you've worked. If you still a very smart team, we're a very, very hardworking, kind of driven team, but we're also very much a relaxed team, like values around family first, this kind of thing as well. I don't really care too much.
Okay, I'm going to grab this. Don't really care too much.
CVs, or like I don't really care what university you've been to or what school. Block your culture off course quite easily. You know, if you're 10 people and there's one person who's definitely not a cultural fit, they will have a huge impact. So I think, yeah, this is something you really need to pay attention to. We hire culture first. We tend to talk to.
We hire culture first. We tend to talk to people
before we look at their kind of a skill set, if you like.
Before kind of look at their skill set.
So depending how people approach us will have a big impact on whether we interview or not. We are still a very smart team. We're a very, very hardworking, kind of driven team, but we're also very much a relaxed team, like values around family first, this kind of thing as well. I don't really care too much about CVs.
All right. So I'm going to go period. I don't really care too much about CVs.
Like I don't really care what university you've been to or what school. It doesn't bother me. Yeah, this is something you really need to pay attention to. We hire culture first. We tend to talk to people before we look at their kind of a skill set, if you like. So depending how people approach us will have a big impact on whether we interview or not. We are still a very smart team. We're a very, very hardworking, kind of driven team, but we're also very much a relaxed team, like values around family first, this kind of thing as well. I don't really care too much about CVs, or like I don't really care what university you've been to.
Don't really care about what university you've been to
what school. It doesn't bother me at all.
What school? Bother me at all, period.
I don't particularly care about where you've worked. If you could do...
I don't particularly care about where you worked. Let me back up just a tad.
Team, but we're also very much a relaxed team, like values around family first, this kind of thing as well. I don't really care too much about CVs, or like I don't really care what university you've been to or what school. It doesn't bother me at all. I don't particularly care about where you've worked. If you could do your job,
You've worked. If you can do your job.
doesn't really matter to me. But what I do...
It doesn't really matter to me, but
care about is, do you fit our culture? Will you fit with us? It's not to say if you're good where you've worked. If you could do your job, it doesn't really matter to me. But what I do care about is...
But what I do care about is...
you fit our culture. Will you fit with us?
You fit our culture.
If you could do your job, it doesn't really matter to me. But what I do care about is, do you fit our culture? Will you fit with us?
You fit with us.
Not say if you're a good person or not, because there's amazing people who are just not right for our... But what I do care about is, do you fit our culture? Will you fit with us? It's not to say if you're a good person or not, because there's...
Oh, I can't tell what he's saying.
Me. But what I do care about is, do you fit our culture? Will you fit with us? It's not to say if you're a good person or not, because there's amazing people who are just not right for our culture.
I think I'll do an ellipsis. Amazing. It's amazing.
Will you fit with us? It's not to say if you're a good person or not, because there's amazing people who are just not right for our culture.
People who are just not right. Culture.
Absolutely. So it's just a case of, will you fit a team? But then like having a distributed team. So we're...
All right, so I'm going to leave it like that, which is great. So every time you can add a quote from somebody other than yourself in your book, you're loading up some credibility into the book. You're making a valuable connection. And in the case of Matt Barnett and Bonjoro, the majority of people who might be reading this book have never heard of him, have never met him. And yet, if they take a look at what Bonjoro has to offer and who Matt Barnett is, they're going to go, wow, thanks for, raising his profile up onto my radar, because this is kind of cool. And who gets the benefit or who gets the credit for doing that? This guy. And that's, that's why you write a book, man. You have to demonstrate who you are, what you do, and how you do it. And a book is a great way to do that. A podcast is a great way to do it. And dare I say, a live stream like this is a great way to do it. So it's amazing, not right for our culture. Do you see what he's saying there? That the endless pursuit of resume padding has little to do with whether you get hired or not. If you listen to the episode, also hear him say that he keeps a casual but serious list of around 100 people that he's dying to bring into his business whenever the time is right. When I asked him how he met or discovered these people, online, in person, via friends. Do you see? Answer was those things. Was all those things. And if you ask me, all of those things are directly tied to creating a personal brand based on your reputation and personality as demonstrated publicly via any number of channels, not the least of which is your personal network. Ask yourself, given all that, ask yourself this question: do your friends, family, colleagues, customers, current customers and potential clients, to describe who you are, what you do, and how you do it. If not, you need to tell them. You need to arm them. Arm them with that information so that when they run into Matt Barnett type, they can for you be right. Are you confident they can? All right. I'm liking where this is. Be yourself. Social media purchase are rare. All right. Let's say I started writing there. I think it's basically where I started writing. It's 557 words. That's good enough. Good enough for a Saturday night. Because, sorry, I should have been showing you this the whole time I was writing. Oops. Well, now I'm talking at you, so I'm doing this. I have written enough for tonight. Gotten this section to about 930 words. One of the cool things about Scrivener is it will show you right down at the bottom 930 words. And if I do this, if I want to see how many words I wrote tonight, it will show me 557 words of 930. So great. Yay. If my quota is 500 words a night, I've exceeded my quota for tonight, but that's okay because I didn't last night, so it averages out. And the way my book is looking in terms of size and format, it's going to be a 6 by 9 inch book, just like my first book, Rotoma, The ROI of Social Media Top of Mind. This is 6 inches wide by 9 inches high. And this book was 214 pages, I think. 15, 16, technically. And I think this one I get to 250 to 300, somewhere in that window. In order to do that, my 500 word a night quota, it doesn't have to be 500 words because each page is coming out at about 350 words tops, maybe, let's say between 325 and 375 words per page. So I don't need to go crazy because I've got a lot of days left in this. I think this is episode, let's look it up. I'm going to look it up because I always mean to look it up before I go live and I never do. I am going to look up, I think it's episode 79, maybe. I'll show you here. So yeah, what was this? This is episode 78. So yeah, episode 79. I'm going to copy that. Copy that. Come on. And I need to go in and deal with this, write up a little blurb on what I did tonight. But Episode 79. So that's 79 consecutive days out of 301 total between March 5th and December 31st. That's where the 301 days comes from. So let's see if I've done 79 and I have 301, 231 days left. I can't do the math. I'm too tired. But anyway, I have plenty of days left to write this book. And I've already, when I've gone through and compiled what I've written so far, I've got about 100 pages already. So I'm a third of the way through with plenty of time left to go. So I don't need to beat myself up writing this book. What I need to do is keep writing this book, even small bits at a time. That's the way books get written. Unless you're Isaac Asimov, who wrote for, 8 to 10 hours a day, every single day for 50 years, which is why I believe he has the Guinness Book record for the most prolific author, or at least he did. I don't know if that's still true, but anyway, Isaac Asimov, I am not, but I am DP Knudten for the Nonfiction Brand podcast. And that's it for me tonight. I got some major book writing done. I've moved my book forward significantly, and I've done it thanks to you, because my commitment to you is also a commitment to myself, and that's what makes me come down here and take a bite out of the elephant that is my book. So thank you for helping me there. I'll see you tomorrow, same general time, 8, 9 p.m. Central Daylight Time here in the United States of America. And by the way, if you have any questions during any of these live streams, go ahead and type in your questions in the comment box on YouTube Live, Twitch, or Facebook Live, and I'll be able to see them and answer them. Although it says there was an error loading comments. Oh, I wonder. Let's see if Restream Chat is going to do a better job. Hold on, I just want to open that up. And of course, I trigger my screen to go black. I'll log in. I don't remember my login for Restream, so forget it. Next time, though, if you have any comments, I'm going to have Restream Chat up, so you should be able to ask those questions or interface with me or just plain say hi, because I would love to find out who's watching this, because I know at least one person is. I'd like to know who it is. In the meantime, I'm DP Knudten for the Nonfiction Brand podcast. Check out a brand new episode airing Monday, the second half of the conversation with Matt Barnett of Bonjoro that I just wrote about, episode 92. I just wrote about it. Listen to the episode and let me know what you think. And by the way, if you like the podcast, don't be afraid to like, subscribe, refer it to others, and review it. Most importantly, review it wherever you get your podcasts so that people can find it. It really does help people find the podcast if you like it. But if you don't like it, don't tell anybody and don't give me a negative review. Thank you very much. That's it for tonight. Theme music. Take us on out. Oh, yeah, baby. I'll see you next time. Bye-bye.